All right, took me a minute there to figure out how to flip the camera back around. We're located not too awful far from Antietam Battlefield. The house was built in 1867, about 5 years after the Battle of Antietam. It's a little 7-acre spread, and then we farm another 7 acres next door. And this is just a quick overview of what we do and what you can expect to see on this channel, which is pretty much expect the unexpected. Our fierce watch kitty, Moji. Yeah, he watches all right. He watches to see if you drop any food. This is completely raw, unedited, unrehearsed, anything. And I'll keep it short and sweet, about 10, maybe 15 minutes a week. Every week, try to post another episode, whatever shenanigans we're getting into. You can see a whole bunch of our equipment and stuff just kind of sitting around. Looks like a cross between Fred Sanford and Old MacDonald. And believe it or not, there is a method to the madness and to the mess. As we make our way up the driveway here, that's one of the original outbuildings there, the old carriage barn. We actually use it for hay and such now. And here we raise meat goats. We raise some beef cattle, do some hay, grow some corn, mostly to feed our critters. And just basically try to get through life and love it all. Like I said, you have to excuse the mess. It's just coming out of winter time and we heat with wood, so needless to say, yeah, I've already started stacking in for 2023. And the little white building you see there with the red roof and the paneling over the door, that was one of the original outbuildings here. That was a summer kitchen. And as you can see, not a lot of new equipment around here. In fact, the newest thing I own is the Mahindra that you saw back earlier, hooked to the hay rake. Oh, look, my little cast of characters is our doe pen. This is where I keep the pregnant does. I keep them here after they birth. Yes, hi Saturn, we see you power sliding under Mom. That's his mom, sweetheart. And on down there's Paprika. Way in the back is Large Marge. She's in charge. And over here we got Sable, Thing 1, and Thing 2. Yeah, I know, real original names, right? Hi Squeaky, what are you looking at? That's Squeak there in the middle, and Miss Gemini up on the end. And the fences were in good shape until the critters decided that getting out was a lot more fun than being hayed and being good. So down here is 3 more of these 3 will be leaving for new homes this Wednesday. That's Miss Ernestina, she's half Wagyu. That's Bert standing up over there, he's also half Wagyu. And laying down is pretty Miss Mia. She gave us a beautiful little bull calf. And back here is the brat pen. I call that because this is A, our younger calves, and B, these guys and gals are spoiled rotten. Reba! Hi, Miss Reba-roo. That's Reba there. She's camera shy. The one's trying way down there, trying real hard to lick his rumpus. That's Sonic. Snowball and Luna are just laying there looking at me like, what are you doing? Yes, Miss Reba. You gonna say hi? You want to come over and say hi? Okay, that would be a no. Well, alrighty then. Still trying to figure out where they got out this morning. The hoodlums up there got out of this pen, and I'm not sure where or how they did it, but they did it. So looking this fence over, it's no wonder. But up there on the hill, the two little black Australorps, I have a chicken coop for them. It does no good. They just get out and go wherever they see fit. Yes. Hi, Bert. Hi, Buffalo Head. His head does kind of look like a bison, big old triangular looking thing. Yes, Mia, I know. You're all mad at me because you're back in Moo Moo jail. Well, tough cookies. Tough cookies. There's another one of our 10 million projects around here. We got halfway done and was good enough to work with. Little barn we built. And just some more of our non-stop shenanigans around here. That's the Beast. My latest acquisition. Little F600 dump truck. Works wonderful for the things we do around here, and I help a friend of mine out. Has a distillery. I haul some corn and stuff for him, and that's pretty much the 5 Cent Cook's tour. And we'll stroll down here, and oh, there comes Lucky Kitty. Like I said, all this machinery and stuff y'all see sitting around here, as we work on it and I get into things, each week will be something different. You know, one week I might be down here working on the hay baler or baling hay or showing something off. And there's Miss Sky. Little Miss. Yes. Hello, Sky. Hi. Are you going to say hi or not? And before you ask, yes, that is an outhouse door and an old bathtub, and that's her shelter, which she's tickled to death with. I don't question it. She's happy, I'm happy, life goes on. Like I said, we do all of our work with vintage equipment. And not just because it's vintage equipment, but because it's A, more affordable, and B, it still does a good job for what we're doing. That's a little 494 John Deere corn planter there. This was a Christmas present from a buddy of mine. He bought this at a sale for next to nothing and figured out that he wasn't going to be able to tow it home that easily. So he calls me up and says, hey, you got a use for this thing? I was like, well, I'm sure I can find one. So I now have this huge cultivator that really works probably pretty good. My old school 532 Ford baler back there, that machine gets a lot of use. My buddy Wayne Grossnickel, if you're watching this, Wayne, I know you're salivating like Pavlov's dog. But don't worry, it'll be here when we put the deal together. Don't worry, it's not going anywhere. And my first round baler I've ever owned, bought a little New Holland 850. I don't know why I'm saying little. The thing is huge. You can see where I had to dig the floor out to make it fit in the wagon shed here. And my neighbor's dogs. And we'll take a little stroll back here to the back of the property. There's 7 acres there to your left as we're walking down the lane that we own. The 7 acres over here to the right, you can see through the trees. We'll see it all good here in just a sec. That belongs to the folks that used to own this place. And they said, you know, if you want to farm this land, here you go. Just take care of it. Well, I'm certainly not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. And so now we're on what we call, this is Tom's side, as we call it. And as you can see, more vintage equipment. My man lift, I need to get up and running again. And our little John Deere grain drill back there. My political promise spreader. I'll leave that one to your own interpretation. That is one thing, folks. You subscribe to this channel, you won't hear politics, you won't hear current events, you won't hear a whole bunch of that rigmarole. There's a whole lot of folks out there already doing that. I don't need to get all up in it, and I don't want to. But hey, if you like what you see so far, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and then ring the bell. That way you get notifications when I drop a new video in here. Like I said, it usually be about once a week. Maybe if something really major happens during the week, I'll ping one off, a short one, and send it to you. Now here's a little piece you probably ain't seen in a while, you folks that are into the vintage farming equipment. This is a John Deere number 6 chopper with a direct cut head on it. This thing, I don't even want to guess how old it is, but this is what we've been using in lieu of a flail chopper for cutting green chop. And if you look back there in the back, you can see a little one-row corn head that actually goes to this machine. This is another one of those I got to get it fixed here shortly because we're going to need it type deals. I took the cutter bar out. The cutter bar is broken. And my little 125 wagon that I messed up the cross conveyor on. So now we're going to have to take the cross conveyor off, take the snout off, throw the snout away, and I'm just going to run it without the snout because you can see it's kind of all wonkied up in there. But that won't be too bad to get straightened out. But a lot of this stuff, I drive a milk truck full time, so I go to a lot of different farms. And this chopper, actually, I watched this chopper sit on this farm's prop for probably better part of 5 years before they sold. And it went to sale. I wasn't able to go to the sale. And then it turned up on Facebook Marketplace one day. That or Craigslist, one of them two. And I immediately recognized who it was. I messaged the guy, hey, did you get this from so-and-so down near Mount Airy? He was like, yeah. I said, I know exactly what this machine is. So it wasn't but about 24 hours later, I jumped in the truck and down the road we went. Because I wanted it because of that direct cut head. And it actually works pretty good. I mean, it is what it is. You know, is it as efficient as a flail chopper? No. Did it cost a king's ransom like a flail chopper does? No. Y'all do the math. Yep, a little 2-bottom Massey Ferguson plow. Actually, that's from another one of my farmers that belonged to his father. And his dad used that a lot. And they don't do much in the way of moldboard plowing. And of course, this ground really hasn't been, a lot of it hasn't been worked in probably 15 years as far as being turned and actually anything done with. So needless to say, that little 2-bottom plow's covered a lot of ground. You can see I've got a little stand of wheat growing in over here. That was all moldboard plowed. That field up there on the hill that you see in dirt, that's getting ready to go into corn this year. That was moldboarded. And my big field across the way there, that was moldboarded also. But it's something I only do like every 5 years. About every 5 years, it's a good idea to flip that dirt and get some fresh air in there and move the stuff around a little bit. Seems to help the way things grow. Yes, Lucky. And there's my office. I have an open door policy. Ha, 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 ha. Yuck, 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 yuck. Aren't you glad this ain't a comedy channel? And that brings us back up here. Yep, that's a truck hood. And yep, that's a goat shelter or livestock shelter. They're not real fussy about where they sleep at night. But finish up our little stroll around the funny farm here. And we'll stop in here and visit my 2 little stooges in the back barn here. This is a true family operation in that we don't have hired help. Everybody that helps us around here is kinfolk in one way or another, whether it's by blood or by birthright. So my wife and I, we have 2 kids. I have an older son that from a previous marriage. My second wife passed away back here in December. I have a son with her. He lives in town. Hi, guys. The little brown nose sticking over the fence there, that's Bingo, as you can see by his ear tag. And there's Miss Audrey. And before everybody freaks out about the big lump on her cheek, that is fibrous, believe it or not. There is nothing in it that can, you know, we thought at first it might be CL or, you know, all these other maladies that it could be, and it wasn't. But yeah, bingo. Yeah, I know, Miss Audrey. It doesn't seem to slow her down any, but I am going to get the vet out here to have a look-see at it. Well, I'm glad to know you feel that way. And well, that's about 15 minutes worth of content. And it was disjointed, unscripted, probably about half hard to follow. Lord knows the camera control was less than optimal. But hey, do yourself a favor, subscribe. Come back and check us out, because you never know what kind of shenanigans we'll get into around here. One thing's for certain, it won't be boring. Thanks for coming by. Y'all have a great day. God bless.